welcome to my house. Today I'm going to give you a tour of my vegan kitchen. Come on in. So here's my kitchen. While this kitchen is not necessarily my dream kitchen, it is a lot better than the kitchen that I had in New York City. It's bigger, the sink is bigger, I have a better stove and refrigerator and just overall appliances, and I have an amazing window overlooking the beautiful bougainvillea flowers that I've got outside. This video is sponsored by Thrive Market, which is where I get a lot of my kitchen essentials, which you'll see throughout this video. Everything from canned goods to my coconut sugar to my grains, I get it from there. And if you use my code below, you can get $60 off groceries at Thrive Market, and there's some links down below if you're already a member as well. Hopefully this video will give you some ideas about how you can stock your vegan kitchen at home with all the basic necessities and essentials. Let's get started. So I like to keep fresh fruit and my vegetables, onions, of course sweet potatoes, garlic and things like that on the counter where they're present. They look nice. I keep them in these pretty bowls. And just so it's easier, say when you need a snack, you can just grab one out of the fruit bowl. And I think sweet potatoes, onions, and all these things look really pretty on the counter as well. They're kind of like living edible art. And then over here I have my jarred, dried food. So I've got my teff porridge, which I have for breakfast quite often, some red lentils. This is freekeh, which is one of my favorite grains. Green lentils and chickpeas, just basic necessities. As you also see, I have some appliances on my countertops, not too much. I like to hide most of them, but my KitchenAid blender and my mini mixer over there are really good looking, so I like to keep them out on the counter. And of course, water filter. This is just a plain Brita water filter. I would like to get, there's one on Thrive Market, I think it's called Soma, that I really want to get also. It's got a wooden handle, it's super sleek, so that's going to be my next purchase I think from Thrive. And I also over here have one of my diffusers. It smells so good, and it's got like a pine, and it smells like very much like Christmas, so I like this scent right now. And I don't have a lot of cookbooks on my counter. I wish I had space for that, but I really feel like I don't. But one of my favorite cookbooks at home in the Whole Food Kitchen by Amy Chaplin, I keep it on my counter, and I just love it. It's such a great book to open up and just get ideas and inspiration. I actually do have a ton of cookbooks, but they're not in the kitchen except for this one. And by the way, this recipe, it's a peach tart. I adapted it for Thanksgiving/holiday recipes, and one of my most recent videos has the adaptation of this with apple, which is super delicious, so check that out for sure. Okay, of course there's some plants on the counter, English ivy, a cactus, I don't know what type, but it is a cactus. Kitchen tools, I keep my wooden kitchen tools here in this ball jar. My tea kettle for my morning coffee and daily throughout the day tea. My cast iron skillet, which I use all day, every day. Everything from toasting bread to, making, sauteing some vegetables. I use this. And then I have a mortar and pestle over here, and this is a Himalayan salt bowl, which is empty at the moment, but it's really pretty, so I keep it on my counter. Let's look in the cabinet. I think I need your help with this drawer. So we moved into this apartment just like 2.5 months ago, and I haven't figured out how to organize this kitchen tool drawer just yet. I was gonna get those long dividers, but this thing is really long and really thin, so I haven't been able to buy a divider that fits. So if you have any pointers, please send them my way. That would be very much appreciated. My favorite drawer in the kitchen is this one, and this is where I keep my nuts, my seeds, my dried fruit, and for some reason also baking powder and arrowroot powder. And look, there's my mission figs, and I have some visual dates. As you see, these are from Thrive Market. I love their packaging, so pretty. Oh, and I also have some coconut sugar in here. So for coconut sugar, I use this in place of cane sugar for my coffee, for baking sometimes, especially if I'm making like a healthier baked good like muffins or something like that, pancakes. Ooh, chia seeds as well. And I have a lot of nuts and seeds in here like I mentioned, in addition to chia seeds. Pumpkin seeds are probably my favorite type of seed because they're delicious and they're also really versatile. You can do so much with them, like make vegan pumpkin seed parmesan, or add them just to salads, toasted, or put them in raw desserts. Very versatile. Also pecans. These are my favorite nut for sure. And I have a lot of almonds. So we like to buy our nuts and seeds in bulk at the grocery store. We have some walnuts in here too, cacao nibs. So that's my favorite drawer. This is the one that I open probably most every day. I come in here for my snacks. I'm always eating dried fruit and nuts for snacks. I also use these things to make trail mix, say I'm going on a hike in the afternoon or even in the morning. And then my other cabinets are sort of like, this is where I keep my cookware, my pots. And also we keep our fresh bread in this cabinet as well. This is a fermented sourdough. Now I'm over here, I'm going to show you guys my spice cabinet, which I think I did a pretty good job organizing when we first moved in. So on this level on the left we have our oils, a couple different types of olive oil, grapeseed oil. Our salt, I actually have a replacement from Thrive Market for this Himalayan pink salt. I usually just add this as a finishing salt to my meals. I like salty food, and this is what I use. On this side, I keep the things that I would add to oatmeal or to teff porridge, so cinnamon and cloves and nutmeg. That's all on the right side here. Now I love these little U bracket shelves that I have in here. It's a good way to organize. My favorite spices are fennel seeds, smoked paprika, black pepper of course, cinnamon, cumin, nutritional yeast of course. If you are wondering how to stock your vegan kitchen, I highly recommend nutritional yeast if you don't already have it in your kitchen. I also love apple cider vinegar. I use this to make salad dressing. Sometimes I add it to water. That's also from Thrive Market. And up at the top up there, you'll see I have some vitamins. Number one thing you guys should know, B12. So B12 is very important, whether or not you're vegan, but especially if you're a vegan, because you're less likely to get this from your food. Take it once a week or a couple times a week, and you should be fine. This one is 2,000 micrograms of B12. Let me show you guys over here into this one. It's a little bit more hectic, but this is where I keep my coffee and my tea on the bottom shelf. This is cocoa powder. This is another bottle of cinnamon. I add these to my coffee. We have green tea, peppermint tea, black tea, and the assortment of herbal teas over here on the side. This stuff is called Dandy Blend. It's like fake coffee. I don't drink it that often. I prefer to just drink real coffee. And up on this cabinet, these are the foods, like the dried and canned goods that we eat most often. So we have things in here like coconut milk, and we have tomatoes in here. This is from Thrive Market. They have canned goods also, so I get a lot of this stuff from them too. There's some canned beans in the back there. Some pasta. Oh my gosh, this pasta is really delicious. I've already opened it. Got it on Thrive Market. It's the tagliatelle. Delicious. More importantly is the whole grains that I have. So some farro. It's very delicious. High in protein, fiber. It's a cousin of wheat, and it cooks up really easily in about 30 minutes, just like how rice would. I have a couple bags of oat bran. I love oat bran. I love baking with it. I'll actually tag the sweet potato oat bran muffins that I have. I have barley grits back here. Some more lentils. These are black lentils, and these are my favorite type of lentils. Some bulgur, another type of whole grain. We have some soba noodles back in the corner. And we have some popcorn kernels that I bought in bulk. I take these little containers back to the store and we refill them. Now the very, very top where I can barely read is my favorite type of rice, Nishiki brand brown rice. This is I think this is considered a medium or short grain brown rice. Perfect. It's the best. I also have some oats that I bought in bulk up at the top here. We obviously eat a lot of oats. And we also keep some overflow red lentils and green lentils up there. And over here, we have my very skinny cabinet that I don't use often at all for baking stuff. So we have sugar in here, brown sugar in here, agave nectar in here. We have some flour up here, cacao powder, cocoa powder, almond flour, but I don't bake that often, so I don't use this cabinet much. And then over here, plates. We just moved into this apartment, so we really don't have that much stuff. But yeah, plates at the very top up there. There's just some leftover jars that we need to take the stickers off of, and some kombucha. I've been making my own kombucha, and that one is pretty much ready to harvest. Okay, now for the refrigerator. I cleaned this up for you guys. It was not this nice before you came over, but now it is nice and organized so I can show you everything. Now this is not even edible, but we have a compost bin in our backyard, and we have been filling it for a couple months now, and it's amazing just to see the food scraps break down into compost and into soil that we can eventually use for our garden. But we keep our food scraps in the kitchen, and once this fills up, we take it outside. But yeah, it's just a great way to avoid putting your food scraps into the garbage where it ends up in a landfill where it causes all these environmental issues. Another weird thing I have in here are my avocado pits. I've been saving them so I can make an avocado dye out of them. If anyone's ever tried that, let me know. Basically, the pits make a pink dye, so I want to dye like fabric basically. So the rest of the things I have in here, I promise they are edible. In this little drawer, I keep my soy products. And then if you saw one of my most recent videos for Thanksgiving dessert, you saw these delicious pecan pies that I made in ramekins. So that's that. And this is leftover pumpkin pie from that video. Up here, I have my fermented things. So I have some kombucha in the back there. I have some kimchi, some sauerkraut, some miso, and I also have this really interesting and delicious coconut yogurt, which is for your digestive system to improve the healthy gut bacteria that you've got. It's really tasty. It tastes like yogurt. I add a little sweetener to it. So down here I have some of my vegetables. I put the cauliflower on this shelf just so you could see it because it's so pretty. I got it at the farmer's market. In this jar I have some carrot tops. I love carrot tops. I buy carrots just to use the carrot tops, and I'll probably end up making a gremolata or a pesto with these guys. They have a taste that's similar to parsley, but way more mild and a little bit more earthy than that. These are some maitake mushrooms, and these are trumpet mushrooms. I love them. I get them at a Korean grocery store here in LA, and they're very inexpensive. They're organic, they're delicious, they're everything I want. And then over here are just some leftovers. So last night we had some curry, but we ate all the curry, but we still had the rice and cilantro, so that's what that is. And I also made a lentil soup, which is more like a lentil stew, but it's really yummy. This is my low humidity drawer. So first of all, I use reusable produce bags. These are made from mesh, and you can buy these online. We always leave them in the car so that we don't forget them anymore. You take them to the grocery store, fill them up, throw them in here. And they stay really fresh when this thing works. So low humidity for hard things like beets and carrots. High humidity for things like leafy greens. And in this one, we keep our kale. We also have some celery here, some leeks, some green onions, some rosemary, and one of my very favorite vegetables. These Brussels sprouts are from the farmer's market. They are some purple ones. In one of my recent videos, I have a great roasted Brussels sprout and carrot recipe, so make sure you check that out as well. I will link it below. Things on the outer doors, tamari, there's some barbecue sauce, which I probably won't finish anytime soon. Some sesame oil, which I also do use a lot. One of my favorite things that I have in here though is this Korean red pepper paste called gochujang. It's super tasty. If you buy it, make sure you buy it the vegan version. Also harissa, which is a North African red pepper paste. So we got our 2 delicious spicy red pepper pastes right here. And on this door, first of all, we have my soy milk. I love my soy milk in my coffee. It makes one of the most creamy, delightful non-dairy milk to go in your coffee. So that's what this is. And I also have my bouillon paste. This is what I use instead of vegetable broth when I'm doing soups or cooking grains and things like that. A little goes a long way. This whole thing costs about $6 and it will last you so much longer than any boxed vegetable broth. And then lastly, up here I have the things that I probably use the least often. I have vegan butter, which I'll use for baking sometimes. I also have some veganese, which I prefer to use this when I'm making a chickpea tuna. So tasty, but honestly I don't use it, I don't make it that often. And then this stuff I'm totally into right now. This is a sweet potato aioli that I made. So the recipe is coming soon. Make sure that you subscribe to my blog, because I'm not gonna share a video, but the recipe. So it's a stuffed sweet potato with farro and wild mushrooms in the inside and topped with this delicious sweet potato aioli. And I've also been using it just to I made some roasted potatoes the other day and I dunked them in here. Isn't it pretty? It's so perfect. So that's my refrigerator. That's everything in my refrigerator. Well, that's my kitchen tour. I hope you guys enjoyed. And as you know, like I keep saying, I recently moved here from New York. So this kitchen is definitely a work in progress. So if you have any tips for being a better kitchen organizer, please share them with me in the comment section below. And let me know what your favorite healthy vegan kitchen essentials are, so we can sort of try to inspire each other in the comments. And thank you to Thrive Market for sponsoring this video and helping me stock my new kitchen with so many great products. And don't forget guys, there is a link down below for $60 off of groceries. Make sure you use that, and if you're already a Thrive Market member, there's a link for some goodies down there for you as well. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications for Sweet Potato Soul. It's a little bell icon next to the subscribe button. Thanks so much guys, I really appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Bye!